Hey, mamas. When the you know what hit the fan in my life 20 plus years ago, I didn't see rainbows, unicorns, and happy endings. I was in the thick of the feels and living on fumes of fear. That's what divorce can do to us. That's what the fear of the unknown makes us believe. That's what all the unhealed wounds of my past wanted me to think was truth. But it wasn't. I know this is a hard time, overwhelming and seemingly unending. I know that part of you wants to run and hide, but there's the other part of you who may be holding on by a thread, but knows you have to keep going. You can't unsee what you see, know what you know, and feel what you feel. Besides, when you stare into the eyes of your kids, you immediately know they deserve better. We birth babies, mama. We can navigate our divorces with heart, integrity, intuition, strategy, and mama bear strength. We can see it all differently and write a new story. That's what I want to talk to you about today. I'm going to share some of my not so pretty divorce stories so you can see what's possible when you start crafting a new one for yourself. I'm calling this conversation Faith, Fear, and a Happier Ending. Hi there, mamas. Welcome to the Intuitive Divorce Podcast. I'm Kristen Noel, certified divorce coach and creator of the Best Self Intuitive Divorce, a game-changing program that transforms the experience and outcomes of divorce, one mother at a time. I call it Divorcing Differently. I'm here each week bringing you a quick message to support, inspire, and empower you to achieve the outcomes you want for yourself and your kids. So let's dive into today's episode. For most of us, divorce leaves us feeling gutted emotionally, vulnerable, scared, and like we've somehow failed, whether we initiated the divorce or had a divorce dropped in our lap. It's hard not to feel that way. But what if you could tell your story differently and imagine a new and improved ending? Why is it so easy to latch onto the fear-inducing storylines and dismiss the possible outcomes that happy ever afters are made of? When I look back on my own divorce, there was nothing to feel good about. Every bomb that could have been dropped on me was plot twist extraordinaire. I was completely taken off guard and a complete emotional wreck. Worse yet, I was without tools to navigate it. Marriage over? Check. Infidelity? Check. Lose home and money? Check. Embarrassed and have to move home with parents with a toddler in tow? Check. Feel like a loser? Check, check, check. There wasn't a lot to feel good about there. Stories come in all shapes and sizes, flavors and dramas. But what if they were perfectly suited for us? What if we were ready to see what needed to be seen and we could see it through a different lens? Initially, when my own life fell apart, I felt a gamut of self-destructing emotions. Consumed with fear, it was easy to fall into a pit of victimization. But truth be told, I grew weary of that. Besides, my little boy didn't deserve to have his life defined by the actions of his parents. That wasn't the storyline I wanted to live. I know it's so hard to navigate a divorce with children, but it's also an incredible blessing. They are a constant reflection back to us of what we really want. They propel us towards our power. They are counting on our best selves. Hey, that doesn't happen overnight by any stretch of the imagination, nor do you want it to. We must walk through the emotions that arise in order to get to the other side of them. But what if in doing so, we could tell a different story about it all? Today, 21 years out on the other side of my life implosion, I tell a new version, one infused with humor, tenacity, and courage. Fortified by the benefit of hindsight, I now see how life was working for me, not against me. Today, my faith trumps my fear in recounting it all. And sometimes, I even share it with the mamas I coach as a means to help them imagine their own outcomes differently and retell a new story. Now here's how my story plays out. I like to believe that there was a celestial gathering in the skies above. A legion of my guardian angels gathered together, shaking their heads as they looked down upon me on earth. Oh boy, we've got a stubborn one here. She'll never leave this marriage. She'll hang in there, try to make it work, ultimately lose pieces of herself along the way, shrink, and never become who she is meant to be and create what she is meant to do. We're going to have to shake things up in a big way for her to get out of this marriage. We've got to get her out of there. Subsequently, my life blew up in an irreparable way. There was no staying, going back, repairing. There was only moving forward in faith and fear. I joke, and yet I believe this wholeheartedly. Had I stayed, I wouldn't be where I am today, doing what I'm doing, living in a lane of purpose and service. I would still be sleepwalking. Sure, I would have liked to have gotten here minus all the excess drama, but that just wasn't the way my story was going to unfold. I tell you this because I want you to daydream a moment, to consider a beautiful outcome, to consider that your current suffering and unrest is guiding you somewhere far better. Hey, I don't take divorce lightly. The dissolution of a family is never easy, but suffocating in an unhealthy relationship isn't either. And I know if you're here in this community, you're a heart-centered mama trying to get this right for yourself and your kids. If I can give you a gentle nudge today, it is to lean into your faith, not your fear. To care for yourself, be gentle, and don't try to have all the answers right now. To reclaim your superpowers, take the hand of your intuition and allow it to guide you. But remember, faith is more than just thinking happy thoughts. It's about taking conscious steps out of what you want to leave behind and into where you want to go. Consider for a moment how you're telling your story. What role do you play? Now consider the story you want to tell and the woman you want to be in that story. Tell me all about her. And as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. It took some architectural renderings and plans. The same goes for your new life chapter, Mama. Go ahead, become the architect of your own renovation and become a New York Times bestselling author of your next chapter while you're at it. You can plan a different outcome. Doesn't the thought of that just make you feel better already? Write a better ending in your head. Start visualizing that, then formulate steps to move in that direction. Where do you want to start? And if you want a co-author, someone to walk beside you as you do, I'm just a phone call away. Thanks for listening to today's episode, but more importantly, for making this time for yourself. If you're a professional, independent mother facing off with divorce, struggling with your emotions, worried about your kids and your future, and want a better way to navigate it all, I've got 2 ways to completely change the trajectory of your divorce and your life starting today. The first is our free divorce workshop. In this training, you'll learn the 3 steps to get off the emotional roller coaster and take control of your divorce so you can save time, money, and heartache for you and your family. Simply go to intuitivedivorce.com/workshop. And the second way is to book a free strategy call with our team, where we'll dive into your situation, your struggles, what you really want, and outline a path to get you there. For a short video and the booking link, go to intuitivedivorce.com/call. Check it out, and I'll see you inside.